indictment unsealed Wednesday accuses a Washington County deputy of manslaughter in the shooting death of a suicidal man in Lake Elmo last year.
The deputy making his first court appearance this afternoon, entering a not guilty plea.
Our Paul Bloom at the Washington County Courthouse tonight with the very latest. So, Paul, we've now had 3 police officers in Minnesota charged with these on-duty shootings over the last few years.
Amy, it doesn't happen too often anywhere in this country, but yes, third time in just a few years, a police officer charged with an on-duty shooting death. This one, though, a little different. We are talking about a suicidal man, apparently armed with a gun that at least he had pointed at his head, according to authorities. But this Washington County grand jury, made up of random citizens, came back. They listened to all the evidence, and they came back with an indictment for second-degree manslaughter.
I am confident that after all the facts are presented at trial, Deputy Krook will be completely exonerated.
Brian Krook's defense attorney, Kevin Short, speaking out shortly after an indictment was unsealed, accusing the Washington County deputy of second-degree manslaughter. Krook made a brief 15-minute court appearance Wednesday. He was not booked on the felony charge, so no mugshot was made available. The rare charge against an on-duty law enforcement officer stems from an April 2018 encounter with an allegedly suicidal man right here on the streets of downtown Lake Elmo. According to initial reports from authorities, Benjamin Evans held a gun to his head, telling responding officers he wanted to kill himself. Their efforts to defuse the situation verbally unsuccessful, and at some point, Deputy Krook fired multiple rounds, killing the 23-year-old father and EMT.
When that young man's actions placed the lives of Deputy Krook and his fellow law enforcement officers in danger, Deputy Krook had no choice but to follow his training and use deadly force.
These images were taken by witnesses hours later, capturing the aftermath of the deadly scene. The Bureau of Criminal Apprehension leading the investigation. The Ramsey County Attorney's Office convened a grand jury recently to review the case because of a clear conflict of interest with prosecutors in Washington County. Krook was arraigned Wednesday, entering a plea of not guilty with several dozen supporters in the courtroom, including what appeared to be many members of law enforcement.
I've represented many police officers who have had to kill somebody in the line of duty, and it is difficult for any person to be put in a position where they have to do that.
And we have this tonight from the family of Ben Evans, again an EMT and firefighter. Quote, he cherished the uniform and all the public servants who wore it. His job was to save lives. It is incomprehensible that his life should be taken when he needed a public servant to save him. As for Krook, he was released without any bail after turning over his passport to his attorney. Reporting from the Government Center in Washington County, Paul Bloom, Fox 9.